Hey everyone, welcome back. It is another month gone, and it is time for another Gacha Revenue reaction. I'm gonna go through this, look at all the ones that I know, skip over the ones that I don't, give you my input. What am I expecting this time? Let's see. Let's see. I said HSR would be number one last month. Still standing by that. Let's see how far Arknights dropped um, after no longer being in the like its launch window. Let's see if Wuthering Waves did really well. Um, we shall see. And I don't really expect much from the other Hoyo titles. Uh, I don't really expect much from anything else. It's kind of a slow month, so let's go ahead and see. So, starting at the very bottom, still waiting on Hegan Uruthiel's update to kind of change things around. Let's see, Starseed, this will EOS soon, I know. Astra, Knights of Ada, this as well. It just dropped off so quickly. Ash Echoes, this is a little surprising, but it just continues to drop. Girls Frontline, we'll see. Um, I think they're just going to keep doing. They're going to keep this going no matter what. I mean, if we look down here, I think even Neural Cloud is down here, and it's making like no money whatsoever. So, give me a second. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about Neural Cloud and how they're continuing to just support that game, even though like it makes absolutely no money. So I expect Girls Frontline to continue. Let's see. Nothing more idle. More idle games continuing to do well. Counter side of boost. Maybe I should log in and see what they released recently to get that boost. Eversoul dropping. I wonder if Eversoul's going to eventually drop. Though it's a little bit different from some of the other ones that I'm accustomed to. So I like, out of all the like lower tier gacha games that I played, Eversoul was one of my more favored ones. That and Path to Nowhere. Tower God. Let's see. Star Savior. I don't expect that to last long. Silver and Blood's in a bad position because it's been like cut out of the entire global market right now. Something to do with publishers or something. It's interesting. We'll see if it survives, but I don't like its outlook. Dislight. I can't believe that game still makes money, but it is what it is. Lost Sword. I finally stopped playing this. This just came off of like an anniversary type month, so it's not surprising that it dropped by half. Mekarashi, another game that I don't understand how people get really interested in it. Had to drop this one pretty quickly. We'll see. But it's hard to enjoy a game in which it's like focused on. It's more focused on like mechs, pulling mechs. I don't know. I don't see the appeal in it. Stellasora, oh, this is sad. Stellasora just released. They just released actually a pretty good unit, and a pretty hot unit at that. This worries me. I play Stellasora. This means, my guess is that people aren't happy with the gameplay loop. There's not enough to do. That's what I feel is going on here. It kills me to see that Stellasora is doing worse than Etheria mid-start garbage game. Man, that drives me nuts. Could be a marketing problem. I'm not sure. Wraith just came out, though that was at the end of last month, so that really makes me worried about the future of the game. I hope it recovers. It's such a fun, quirky game. I love it. It deserves all the attention it it deserves up to the attention that Blue Archive gets. So this is disappointing to me. I really hope it bounces back and does better. Let's see. Snowbreak, a little bit more. This was a wedding patch, so Acacia was released. Um, should it have been more? Yeah. Except for the one that was released before this was Mia, and that's huge. We know that the one that's going to be released in March is Freesia, and while she is a popular girl, she doesn't have Big Booba, and I have a feeling that this number will suffer. So I expect Snowbreak to go down next month. Um, we'll see. I think Snowbreak is going to start looking into the success of Brown Dust 2 over recent months and wonder whether or not they can go into that direction with the game. I kind of hope not. Like, I have enough of those games. Um, but it's something they may consider. But I mean, they're already pushing it pretty far, and honestly, I think Snowbreak, along with like Girls Frontline 2, have like the best character models in art out of all of them. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, they don't go down the Brown Dust 2 Azure Lane route of having comically large chest sizes and whatnot. We'll see. But this is... I have a feeling this is not in for a good March as well. Kind of the same thing with Stellasora. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't have much hope for that. Let's see. Punishing Grey Raven had a big jump. Brown Dust 2 dropped in half. I'm trying to remember what came out in January. There were some big meta units that came out in January, and now we've just had some, like, Diana's pretty darn good, but the rest, not so much. So, I guess I'm not surprised at this. I have a feeling that this is around Brown Dust 2's new bottom line. Is going to be around 1.3. That used to be like their midline, and now I think this is their new bottom line, and their new midline is around 3 million, and their top line is going to be 4 or 5 million. We'll see if that continues. But yeah, we're going to be getting an update. It's like the 1,000-day something. I can't remember. 1,000-day update on March or something. We'll be getting that in the month of March, and that'll accompany a release of, some new units. So, depending on the theme of what we get, like for instance, by theme I mean like right now they're doing some more Idol Girls theme. Depending on the theme of what we get, it could be huge or it could be a dud. We'll have to see. Brown Dust 2 greatly depends on character and meta. Epic 7, all the way down here, huh? Has it been holding steady? Yeah, ever since the release of, basically the release of CZN, it's dropped a ton, and it's slowly gaining back. People are really happy with the update that was just announced. Now we'll see if some of the characters that come out are really popular. We don't know what the next ML is yet, but yeah. So this will be interesting to look at. It's very interesting to slowly see its player base, it feels like, grow back. Because the MLs that have released have not been like super impressive. They haven't been meta changing. But you see this steady growth. So I'm very happy about this for Epic 7 because it's one of my favorite games. It's just a good game, even though it's older. Let's see. I don't know any of these. Wizards like the data on this is like frozen. Fire Emblem Heroes. I have a feeling, like, we didn't get any iOS data. I have a feeling that this game is it's going down the tube. I bet if this went down 50%, I bet this also went down 50%. So it's probably 1.5 million. It's probably down here. Yeah, it's just kind of cratered. and it's because of the direction they've taken the game. They have the skill descriptions are way too big. The They weren't inventive enough with their skills, so they just kept adding things, and it just takes too long to read stuff. You don't know what can actually counter what anymore. And it seems like they really wanted to offload this game and get rid of it by creating Fire Emblem Shadows, but that game is so garbage that they're realizing that they can't do that. We shall see. Girls Frontline 2 pretty much stayed even. I expect this to go up because we're going to get Void Mestina, so expect this number to almost double. I think it will. I think it'll double. So it's going to be huge. Let's see. Shadowverse, card game, continuing to do well. Limbus Company doing its thing. Chaos Zero Nightmare is finally dropping off. Like, I knew it would eventually drop off, but it took longer than I expected. It's just like there's only so much you can do with a card game, and it'll jump back up again when we get a limited unit, which should be sometime in March, because we just got Tefera, so we'll get the limited unit like March 21st or something like that, somewhere around there. Probably a little before that, like March 17th, and this number will jump up again, but then I think it's gonna crash again. Do I think it's going to be like way down like here? No. But I think it'll settle into kind of the same area that Epic 7's in. I just think that's kind of where it levels out. All you need to do is look at Shadowverse Worlds Beyond and compare the two. I think that's a fair comparison between the two. Card-esque games. Which reminds me... Mormons wasn't even on here, was it? I'll look for it later. But Mormons is very similar to Chaos Zero Nightmare. So, Memento Mori still managing to pull out the money. Path to Nowhere must have had a huge patch because I believe they said that this was the biggest growth for this month. Reverse 1999, huge drop off. I think that's because China went off of a they had like one of their big patches, so we're getting closer to catching up to Reverse 1999's Chinese patch. They just had one of their like half anniversary patches, I think it was, so we'll see if this reverses course. Because Global's going to get... It probably won't. It may stay close to the 3.8 million, but good game, still doing great. Azure Lane, man, still making the bucks. It's really impressive. And a new unit just dropped like 3 days ago. That'll be a part of this revenue, which will kind of split it, unfortunately, and make March not as lucrative. So March's revenue may go down a bit, but overall Azure Lane is going to be just fine. Gonna be just fine. Beyond the World, I think this is a Girl Gooner game. Infinity Nikki. I always say Nikke. Infinity Nikke. Infinity Nikki. I still regret not trying this out when it came out. So I don't have much to say about it because I don't know anything about it. But it's hanging in there, man. Blue Archive drop off. I believe there was one of the... Was it the Japanese? It might have been the Japanese anniversary that happens in January. Is that correct? Or maybe it's a American... No. I think it's Japanese. Anyways, this is not surprising. Blue Archive's still plenty healthy. Don't worry about it. It's a fun game. I really think Stellasora deserves this treatment, and I wish it was higher. So that's kind of disappointing on the Stellasora end. But Blue Archive is going to be entering like this period. It's usually January is the big month, and then things start to level out all the way until July. So it's going to be this period of just kind of ups and downs. until we get to the summer months. For Blue Archive, that's pretty common. Alright, Light Night, Summoner's Wars, Dragon Traveler still making money. I ended up putting away Dragon Traveler. I just wasted too much time. Look how much Global makes, man. That's actually surprising. It's just, it wastes too much time. Like, you spend more time just clicking than anything else. And to me, I wanted to switch to Steam, and then I realized I couldn't transfer my game over to Steam, and when I realized that, I just didn't have the incentive or the desire to re-download it onto, like, my system. So I was just like, alright, I stopped the game, good. Gives me more time for other things. So we're getting to the top 20. Let's see what we got here. Fate Grand Order. God, I wish this game would die. I wish this game would die because it set standards in the industry that we've had to like spend multiple years to get over because they were so bad. This game is literally carried by nostalgia. It's like the ultimate nostalgia game at this point. Oh, it drives me nuts. And it's like Japanese favorite game. Oh, I wish it was gone, but it is what it is. People still like it, so. ZZZ, 13 million. I kind of expected this. Nothing big coming out of ZZZ. The idols, as much as, a lot of the lolicons and all the arguing over it, fought over it, I knew they wouldn't sell well as something like Yixuan. But also remember that the last patch that came out was Yixuan. Well, she was split between these 2 months. So, she came out like with December 27th or 8th or something. So her banner was really split between these 2 months. So the drop off isn't surprising. We'll see if it turns around with, the last idol and then some random booba chick that just entered into the game. I don't know. Just, like, when I see someone like that, it like gives me vibes of like Yidari. And you can see how Yidari did. Like, it didn't move the needle at all for this game. This game really banks on like meta heroes. And if it's not a meta hero month, forget it. Like, it's not important. Like, January last year, this was Astra Yao, if I remember correctly. And then, as you can see, there was really nothing big until Yixuan. And then Yixuan Guang. So, this is definitely a game that I think is just not as popular as its other flagship titles. I enjoy it now more, now that they fixed a lot of things, but I don't think it's ever going to reach those heights that the other games have. So, we have Nikkei, which it had the Licorice Recoil collab, and I gotta be honest, I'm watching Licorice Recoil now. I love it. Like, it's awesome. It's an absolute banger of a game. Absolutely love it. But I can understand it not moving the needle for some people. It does fit with the theme of the game very well, so I think they did a really good job with that. But we're probably not going to see a jump until another big unit, which will be May, approximately. Still, if you can see here, this game's pretty damn healthy. Usually, revenue drops off for the next months here, and then when it hits May, it's got, like, consistent great months for the rest of the year. So, Nikkei's worst months are ahead of us. This is the way it always is. So if you see this drop and you're worried about Nikkei, don't. It's perfectly healthy and fine. We're in the down months now. So let's see. We got Monster Strike, Puzzles and Dragons, Ume Musume continuing to do well. A little bit of a bump there. No way. Okay, this is my first shock. I did not think HSR. I thought HSR would do way better than this. Apparently, Planar Arcadia is not popular. I think that's the information. Plan Arcadia is not that popular. However, to give it credit, Yao Guang, the community is split on whether or not she's going to be worth it or not. That may be the issue. Um, some people may be waiting to spend all their money until they can see if they can get Sparksicle, Sparksy first, and then they'll get Yao Guang. I know a couple of people who are doing that. We'll see. I did not think it would have that much of an impact, though. So this is actually very surprising. I was expecting more. I am shocked that the Dahlia basically did more revenue than this. That's really shocking. So, I mean, let's see. Let's see how it turns out. Maybe people took this as a time to dump the game. With that big 8 month, or not 8 month, that 8 week patch, instead of the normal 6 week. We'll see, but this is this is the biggest surprise I've seen in Gacha Revenue in quite some time. So that's very interesting. So we have Arc Knights, doing good with 24 million, and we haven't even found Enfield yet. So this will be surprising. And actually, I'm surprised because Enfield's last number was 29 million. So it'll be interesting to see how it did. Okay, so it lost just a little bit. All right. Hey, this is impressive. I want it to stay steady like this. And I'm going to be very interested to see how their monetization works out in the end. If it stays steady like this, just from its character releases. I'm super hyped for the two characters releasing, both Roshi and Tong Tong and Mifu. Well, we don't know if Mifu's coming after, but like those three are the ones I've wanted the most. I haven't really cared for Levitain. I haven't cared for Yvonne. I did want Gilberta because I wanted a grouper, but that's it. So we'll see what comes after this, but this is impressive, okay? We have Pokemon TCG making it in there. Oh, man, we're going to see how good Wuthering Waves did, man. We've got, like, Love and Deep Space left, Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, and I can't even think of the other ones. Okay, Love and Deep Space here. Oh, okay. Stayed about the same. And then we have Dragon Ball Z. Okay, must have been a big patch for Dragon Ball Z, so we have the top three. One of them is Wuthering Waves, one of them is Genshin Impact, and then one of them is something else. Something else. I didn't expect Genshin to be in the top three. Let's see here. Naruto Mobile. Oh my goodness. 38. Oh no. Oh no. Who got second? Because if Wuthering Waves got first, it'll be the first time I think they've ever gotten first. Ever. And you're never gonna hear the end of it. Like all of them that say that, oh, these revenue rankings never matter. They're all of a sudden they're gonna be like, oh yeah, look. All right, let's see. Like they should beat Genshin. Genshin, like Zubai released. And yeah, there was still some leftover from Columbina, but Varka did release too. I don't think Varka would do that much. All right, let's see. Wuthering Waves, 46 million. That is officially I believe officially its best patch ever. Yep. This is what we call growth. This is good. And honestly, I didn't expect them to be beating. I did not expect Honkai Star Rail to do that bad. So this is impressive. Like, if you look at these markers, this is Carlotta, this is Cardathea, and this is Aemeath. Unfortunately, look at this steady revenue, man. This is so steady. However, it looks like they're falling into the same trap that ZZZ's in. And, like, we're not going to bother buying a character unless it's busted. We're not going to roll for a character unless it's busted. Which I don't really like. But some games, they just kind of slide into that. Alright, but this also sets up the most epic crash that's going to happen during the month of March. Like, I'm sorry, Luke is not making money. And so I'm curious how far this crashes. Is the crash like this? Now, this actually contained Forlova. But what is... The next patch is Sigrica, and I just don't see her making any type of an impact. So I'm going to take a bet that this is the best they've ever done, and it will also be accompanied with the biggest crash that has ever occurred in the game. Does that mean the game's in trouble? No. Will I still say that Wuthering Waves is not doing very good right now? Yes, I will still say that because the game could be doing way better than this. But they won't. And they just, oh man, there's some things about the game that just drive me nuts, piss me off. Man, this is pretty hype that they managed to keep this. Alright, how much did Genshin beat him by? 54 million. They dropped off a little bit. I expected them to be much lower. Like, I didn't think they'd do that well. Look at this. They're just in a different ballpark. This was Seat Lolly Mawika. This was Columbina. This is Varka / Zabai. I don't know what to think. I'm still genuinely surprised that Wuthering Waves did this good. I expected like somewhere around here. Because I think Enfield is going to take some of their revenue. Same type of graphics. But way better optimized. Wuthering Waves is one of the most poorly optimized games out there. These are the two shockers, Wuthering Waves and Honkai Star Rail. So very interesting gacha revenue this week, this month. Remember that, you know, this only covers mobile data, and we have to actually get the data. So anytime you see like a basically gray like this down here, it basically means they didn't get their data in, and they're just carrying it over. Still, this is the best indicator we have. It is the best indicator we have. When people go to like Steam charts and they're like, look at how much, you know, look at the increase of the player base. That's a terrible indicator because it's one platform amidst many platforms that can be used. So, just something to take note of. Do remember when it comes to mobile, which is what this is, you're fighting for space on your device, okay? Everyone is fighting for space on their device. And, oh, they just estimated Chinese? What? Why did they do this? Okay. Remember that you're fighting for data space on your phone. And when a new game comes out, the power dynamic shifts. Arknights is a little bit more niche. That's why it didn't impact Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, other games as much as it could have, because of the factory building. We'll see if that changes with more Arknights, patches coming out. Wuthering Waves is... Let's talk next month. Genshin Impact I think it's going to continue to go down. The next characters aren't going to bring in stuff like Varka and Columbina did. Wuthering Waves is going to crash. Without a doubt. Arknight Enfield, I'm hoping that it just stays the course, like around here. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I think the one that I'm most clueless about is HSR. I'm so surprised that this didn't do better. We're going to have to see what Sparksicle releasing does. She's not my personal favorite, but I could be in the minority with this one. And it makes sense that people didn't want to pull Yao Guang because she's essentially useless. Like, they put the support in front of the units that come, like the units that will actually use it. So we'll see. I mean, HSR is going to be fine overall, but this is kind of surprising. So that's kind of my take on what's coming up next. I don't know how to predict ZZZ. I think it'll go up because we're going to be getting most of, you know, Arya, and then I think maybe Nangong Yu. I can't even pronounce her name. We'll see if it goes up. Suna was probably the least popular of the three, if I were to take a guess. I could be wrong about that. She was a niche support. So we'll see. Nikkei is going to continue to just kind of do its thing. And then I'm hopeful for Celisora, you know, to do better. I want to see, you know, it do better. And I'm also curious to see how CZN pulls through. If it's going to continue its decline. And then last but not least, Girls Frontline 2, Voimestine is going to come out, and I think you're going to see a huge jump from them. So that's going to be everything from the Gacha Revenue for this month. Very interesting. I'm very surprised. This is the highest that Wuthering Waves has ever done. And this is fantastic. So I just wish they would fix issues in the game that are, you know, are important to me. We'll see if they do it. But for right now, that's going to be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope your game is healthy and doing well. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Nope, Torka out. See you guys.